December 5th, 1945. Five of the most advanced US Navy bombers, TBM Avengers, take off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, into a clear, sunny sky. Hours later, 27 men are gone. They didn't crash. They vanished. This is the story of Flight 19. The mission was called Navigation Problem Number 1. It was a routine training flight, a simple triangle route. Fly east over the Atlantic, north for 73 miles, then cut back southwest straight to the airbase. A 2-hour flight, tops. The men flying it weren't rookies. They were the Lost Patrol, but they were experienced airmen. The flight leader was Lieutenant Charles Taylor, a 28-year-old veteran with over 2,500 flying hours. He was a seasoned pilot, but he was new to this specific airbase, and that small detail would prove fatal. At 2:10 p.m., the 5 planes lifted off. The weather was perfect. The TBM Avengers were powerful, durable planes, the same kind that had just helped win the war in the Pacific. They were equipped with modern compasses, radios, and inflatable life rafts. What could possibly go wrong? For over an hour, there was only silence. Then, at 3:45 p.m., the control tower at Fort Lauderdale intercepted a chilling transmission. It wasn't from Taylor, but from another pilot in the flight talking to Taylor. "I don't know where we are. We must have got lost after that last turn." The tower radioed them immediately. The response they got, this time from Taylor himself, sent a shockwave through the control room. "Tower, this is Flight 19. We are lost. Both my compasses are out. I'm trying to find Fort Lauderdale. I have no idea where we are." On the ground, operators stared at each other. How could a 5-plane squadron, led by a veteran instructor, get lost on a clear day? The operator, Lieutenant Cox, radioed back. "Flight 19, what is your position?" "We are not sure of our position. We seem to be off course. I'm sure I'm in the Keys, but I don't know how far down." The Keys? That was impossible. To be in the Keys, they would have had to fly south. The mission was east and north. Cox had a simple solution. He told Taylor to fly north toward Miami, but Taylor refused. This was the critical, fatal mistake. Because he was in the Atlantic, flying west would have saved him. But believing he was in the Gulf, he did the exact opposite. He ordered his men to fly east, deeper into the vast, empty ocean. "We'll fly 091 degrees east for 10 minutes to make sure we're not over the Gulf." As the afternoon wore on, the weather, which had been perfect, suddenly turned. A violent, unforecasted storm blew in. The sun disappeared. The sea began to churn. The radio transmissions, now captured by multiple bases, became frantic. Other pilots in the flight were clearly arguing with Taylor. "Damn it, if we would just fly west, we would get home. Head west." But the flight stayed together, loyal to their leader. As daylight failed and their fuel ran critically low, Taylor's voice was heard again, confused and desperate. "I don't know where we are at all. We'll have to ditch. We may have to ditch any minute." Then, one final terrifying transmission was picked up at 7:04 p.m. It wasn't Taylor. It was another pilot. "It looks like we are entering white water. We are completely lost." Flight 19 was gone. 14 men had vanished. But the mystery was not over. In fact, it was about to get worse. The moment Flight 19 went silent, the Navy launched a massive search and rescue operation. At 7:27 p.m., 2 PBM Marine flying boats were dispatched to search Flight 19's last known position, One of them was call sign Martin 121. It carried a crew of 13 men. At 7:30 p.m., Martin 121 radioed the tower with a routine check-in. It was ascending to 2,000 feet. And then, it vanished from radar. A merchant ship in the area, the SS Gaines Mills, reported seeing a massive explosion in the sky at that exact time. They sped to the location but found only a 3-mile-long oil slick and the smell of aviation fuel. The TBM Marine was known as the flying gas tank for a reason. It had likely exploded in midair. The search for the 14 men of Flight 19 now included the 13 men sent to find them. In a single evening, 6 aircraft and 27 men were gone. The next morning, the largest air and sea search in history began. Hundreds of ships and aircraft, and even British forces, scoured over 300,000 square miles of ocean, from Florida to the Bahamas and deep into the Atlantic. They searched for 5 days. They found nothing. Not a single piece of debris. Not one TBM Avenger. Not one life raft from the 5 bombers. Not one oil slick. It was as if 6 aircraft and 27 men had been erased from the sky. How? The Navy's official report, published months later, was baffling. They couldn't blame mechanical failure. 5 planes don't fail at once. They couldn't blame the weather, which was clear at the start. In a moment of sheer frustration, the Navy's final report listed the cause as unknown. This event, this single terrifying night, is what truly birthed the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. For decades, we've been left with only theories. Did Taylor's confusion doom them all? Did they fall victim to a sudden, violent rogue wave or a bizarre magnetic anomaly that spun their compasses? We still don't know what really happened to them. The 27 men of Flight 19 and Martin 121 were never found. They remain, to this day, lost. But the dark, chilling mystery they left behind is still pulling us in.